All right, we are back.
Hello.
Fight with matches. So we had a very traumatic day today watching the numbers on the video that we put up earlier. As we found out the hard way that, how are we referring to her, Gabrielle?
The Shake It Off star,
Yeah.
whose name we can't say, apparently.
You can't talk about her anymore. You cannot say, shake it off, shake it off.
YouTube says no.
No.
Mm-mm.
We are not having any more negative fallout from this whole Baldoni thing related to
We need our golden child back in the light.
Because the analytics on the video are
clear.
excellent. The watch time is excellent. The click-through is excellent. And it is being shown to no one. And that happened twice in a row when we talked about that topic, when, the shake, with Shake It Off being involved. So clearly they got some juice at YouTube. They're like, listen, we have been dragged into this terrible situation and we're being abused. And I'm sure that YouTube would do the same thing for a regular person who was getting mischaracterized, right?
Yeah.
No offense. Okay. I love YouTube. I love YouTube. And I mean that genuinely. Even though it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, I'm definitely not.
It's true.
I love YouTube. And I always want to be a good partner. But I will call it out when they
say her name.
Exactly. You don't want me to say her name? I won't say her name.
Play by the rules.
I don't owe her anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but what we're actually going to talk about today are two stories, okay? And the real one that's going to be the meat and bones is this one, okay? This is a dude who got caught on a hidden camera in the O'Keefe Media thing. So the reason that I was covering it in my last video is because he worked for the State Department and was making some pretty
Is it another one of those like Vice things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was making some pretty unbelievable claims that I was covering, but I want to cover it in this video because he's on a date. And I think not only is it interesting what a bad person he is, but also how horrific his game is. Like, this guy has no, he is the anti-game. Hey, what's another word for the word that rhymes with wussy? What's a code word we could use for that?
I don't know. Wussy works because that's actually a word.
Okay, so this guy is spray wussy repellent. Okay, this dude is never, ever going to close a girl who has any self-confidence at all.
Interesting.
It's unbelievable.
I want to see it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. But we're going to start with this story first because, it's a long form podcast and I wanted to cut, so we're going to read this Reddit post that I just saw.
Random.
I literally haven't even read it yet. I just wanted something to give us some space between the State Department because I don't want them to think it's a political video.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I figure we can probably get some miles out of this thing, dude. So, Gabrielle, why don't you read? I guess
the title is Wife Caught Cheating with Coworker.
Yes.
My wife and I have been together for 14 years, married for 6. We have 2 kids, 2 houses, and what seemed like a good life. A few months ago, I had a strong feeling that something was wrong. I'm not typically the jealous type, but the signs were hard to ignore. She stopped coming home for lunch to see the kids. Her behavior changed in intimate ways, and she started going out more, like attending a girls-only happy hour where I later found out men were present. I confronted her several times, asking if something was going on, but she denied it and even cried, saying she'd never cheat because her mom had done that to her dad.
Oh, man, I do not like this girl.
Then one day, I went through her watch and found text messages with a coworker. He told her he had feelings for her and wasn't just using her. Ugh. They were also dedicating songs and TikToks to each other. When I confronted her, she initially said it was just kissing, but I didn't believe her. I mean, that's bad enough. I checked her phone records and saw they had been in contact almost daily from February to October. She had even tried to hide his personal number by giving me his work phone number. What? Okay. I confronted her again, lying and saying I'd spoken to his partner and that he had confessed everything. She eventually admitted they'd been having sex in his car in the parking lot or near their office around 20 times, though the number keeps changing. The worst part, she got pregnant twice during this affair. I've always been careful about contraception, but she insisted we couldn't keep either pregnancy, which now makes sense in hindsight. I want to move forward and be with my kids in my kids' lives every day, but I feel like my old life is gone. The pain is overwhelming, and I don't know if this marriage can be repaired. Has anyone been able to rebuild after something this broken, or should I just move on?
Oh my God, this poor guy, dude. That woman is
gutter trash.
Gutter trash.
That's awful.
It is really crazy though that if you think about how society was set up up until like the last, I don't know, 70 years. It was like you get married and then the woman's at home, right? Like she's at home with the kids or she hangs out with other moms, whatever. But like, you know, it's like, hey, you know, women's lib movement, whatever. And it's like, and what's going to be the
just tax 100% of the workforce or the population, I should say.
And then what's going to be the impact on the family? It's like, well, we're going to take, you know, married women and then put them around other men all the time, where they're actually going to spend more time with these other men than they do with their, you know, chosen husband. And some women are fucking whores like this woman. And so, you know, like
some men are whores too. So just so we're,
yeah, no, but it's the girl's job to make sure that she puts it out to the world. Like she's not open for business.
Okay.
She's not like, I'm serious. You have to expect, like, I mean, I'm not saying like dudes are like, if the other guy's married, like he's scum too. No, I'm saying like he's scum also, but I'm saying like a married girl, there should never be like, it should never even be on the table to even flirt with them. Like you understand how like a person who actually has any skills, unlike this guy we're going to watch in a second,
can't wait.
You could sniff them out, dude. You know, like you could tell if a girl's open for business or not without her actually like saying anything. You know, a girl could be super nice, but married, and you like, it would be unfathomable. Like, you know, even if I was single, it'd be unfathomable to hit on her. You'd be like, she would just be like, what the fuck? You know, I'm married. Like,
yes.
You just instantly destroy your relationship with them. So she was a whore from the beginning, you know.
Well, apparently this guy's the worst too because he has a partner. I mean, that was unclear. Partner in the company or partner? Like,
oh no, I'm sure he meant the other,
like romantic partner.
Yeah.
Also a weird word choice.
But she got pregnant.
Can't we just say girlfriend?
Hey, got pregnant twice. So like got pregnant once. It was pretty sure it was probably the other guy because, you know, our intimacy changed, as in like she was tired from banging this other guy all the time. And, you know, it's much hotter in the car than it is like, you know, in the shower at our house or whatever.
Your kids sleeping down the hall.
Yeah. Well, fuck you.
I mean, our house is different.
Yeah. That's not much of a barrier to entry here. But nonetheless, if they fuck like we do, you would never look at anybody else, dude. You're like, I don't want to be that disappointed.
But damn, that's sad.
Dude, that is.
I mean, you got to cut and run, buddy.
You have to cut and like, I see someone here says, divorce and co-parent. The woman that you married doesn't exist anymore. I totally agree with that. And there's nothing else to say about it, dude.
Everyone else said this is unfortunately the only response you need.
There's not like, I mean, this was 5 months ago, so I'm sure the guy's made a decision, hopefully. But if the decision was to stay with this girl, you know, and she's gotten nice and comfortable back in the relationship, you still need to clip her right now.
Although I will say that one of my very, very, very close childhood friends' parents went through something not too dissimilar, not with pregnancies or anything, but an ongoing affair. They separated. Dad moved out, got his own place. He had another girlfriend for a while. And then I think a couple of years went by, maybe. It might have been a little bit less. But they decided to reconcile, and they're good. They've been good for the last, like, decade or more.
I know exactly who she's talking about. And, like, I can't argue with that
impossible,
example.
But, I mean, it was a pretty gnarly. It was also
gnarly.
Like a
just,
kind
just,
of a coworker,
like
a business.
This is just like this.
Business
like,
associate.
It wasn't any, like, not as bad. You know, like, it was just as bad.
Yeah. I mean, less the pregnancies. But
less the pregnancies, which is unbelievable. Dude, like, you get, first of all.
But this is someone who had been around, like, I knew the other guy. Like, he had been in our lives, like a very close family friend and also kind of a coworker. Like, their two businesses did work together. I mean, like,
lots of smiling in your husband's face.
The
like,
other
like
guy
the husband
used to like carry me around. Like, you know, I'd known the other guy since I was a child too, and it happened like when we were teenagers. So like, it was a very close family friend.
That's a guy.
Major betrayal.
Yeah, I mean, in those situations, dude, like if there's like that kind of like attraction there, and you're around them all the time, and it's like, I have never obviously been involved in anything like this, so I can't really know, but you would think that the other person would at least at some point factor in, like, you know, her husband will fucking kill me if he catches us. Like, you know what I mean? Like the best case scenario is he hurts me severely.
I'm sure for some psycho people that like adds to the excitement.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it would be the opposite
like that
for me.
Crazy.
It'd be the absolute opposite for me. I mean, first of all,
adrenaline thrill of getting caught or whatever.
See, I've
Some
never.
people are fucking crazy.
Well, I know you love the oh my god we're about to get caught thing. I am not into that at all. Like,
I mean, okay.
I'm not like I would rather just be like, all right, cool. Well, this is like I could do whatever the fuck I want in this place. You know, it's not like I'm like I dislike. It's just it's not like something I would
Seek out.
Yeah. Exactly. Like if I'm banging on the beach, it's because I had nowhere else to go. Like not because it's like yay someone might walk up.
It's not that someone might walk up, but it's like the public place.
I know.
It's
believe
fun.
me, I understand that you like that.
Anyway,
yeah.
on.
But I mean, I've had people walk up and just sit there and watch. I found out afterwards, and on spring break, like spring break on a beach because I had nowhere else to go. And then
on a beach
and I was like,
overrated
and I'm
though.
like,
Damn.
Oh my god, the beach is the worst, dude.
No, thank you.
I mean, it's better to be having sex on a beach than not having sex somewhere else. But but the beach sucks.
Gritty and terrible. Ugh. I hate sand.
Yeah, I like sand, but I don't.
Zero appreciation for sand.
There is something nice about the
sound of the waves crashing.
Mm-hmm. Like a nice little jam on romantic. A cell phone or whatever. Have we ever banged on a beach? I don't think we I'm sure we have, but like.
Maybe in San Diego on one of our 3 a.m.
Oh yeah,
rides down to
sure
OB.
Old school, yeah. Yeah, we almost got murdered also.
I forgot about that.
Dude, when I think about why I carry a firearm, that is the situation I think about because it's like
I don't remember all of it. So we're walking on the beach and some guy approached it. What was it? I remember something happened, but I don't remember what happened.
Okay, so back then, this would have been 2007, 2008. Gabrielle used to love to go on late night adventures.
I'm not talking just a walk around the block.
I'm talking
I wanted to go on a miles bike ride.
And basically we had an unverbalized understanding that if I went on her adventure, I would fuck her either there or when we got back. So I'd be like, I don't want to do this. I didn't want to do this at all.
I even did it on our wedding night. Remember?
You did. But it was bang before, yeah. But it was just oh my God, I don't want to do this at all, but I'm willing to do it, Yeah. So this one was literally at 3 a.m. and we rode our bikes to the beach at Ocean Beach, and there's never anyone there, right? We had done that a few times, and we were sitting on the beach. And there was just this dude who was walking by himself. And every once in a while, there'd be someone walking around.
Like a transient.
Yeah. But this dude walked by us and then kind of saw us and then walked over and came and sat down right next to us and started asking questions. And I mean, he was a dangerous person, like a psycho, and he started asking us questions. And I realized I don't have any weapons on me. I had my keys and that was it. I just happened to have my keys in my pocket back when you used to have keys. And so I had that in my pocket to wear. But the idea that the key in the hand is a really solid thing versus just being able to fight. I mean, you could punch, but that kind of pain is not going to stop someone. If you stick that straight in their eye, sure. Mm-hmm. But the key is it's
So how did we?
And the dude. Remember, the police came up and shined the light on us,
right?
And it was like I'm sitting there preparing. I'm like, this guy's gonna try to move on us. He was the kind of guy that I thought he might pull a gun or a knife on me so that he could take her. And it was and so I'm just sitting there if this guy moves, I'm going to fucking have to fight for my life.
And then we had our guardian angel,
and then a cop,
officers.
came and shined the light. So I think about that all the time. It's dude, if it would have been now or for the last 8 years or 10 years that I've been carrying a firearm, I would have been go ahead and try, dude. Mm-hmm. Hey, pull that knife. See how that goes for you.
Although in California, God forbid you had to use it, probably would have ended up with some crazy charge.
I have a feeling that guy's record would have been pretty obvious that it's oh, here are these people with no criminal record and this dude.
I mean, we've seen that play out too with
Yeah, but he was white, so yeah. They'd be cool. They're all one less white guy.
Good riddance.
Yeah. I get to find out what a hollow point does to the human face, Anyway, so yeah, I feel awful for that guy, and
it's bad, man. And that's crazy that's monkey see, monkey do, or apple doesn't fall from the tree.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know which it is. Is it a learned behavior, or is that just in their DNA?
Her mom's a whore, so she's a whore.
Because it's learned, or because they just have that genetic code.
I don't know, dude. I'm trying to think of like, I wish, because like, the people that I know well enough to kind of know their patterns.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't know that kind of thing about their parents in almost every case. You know what I mean? It's like, I just know them as like their parents. It's like,
you don't know what their
I have
past
no idea
looked
what
like. Yeah.
So I don't know, but,
anyone else know in the comments?
I will say,
friends, did they have cheater parents?
Dude, girls, once a cheater, always a cheater. Guys, usually the same thing. Like, just, I mean, I won't actually say that. Like, I think like for some people, it will depend on the relationship that they're in, because it's like,
yeah,
like if I would have married one of these fucking tramp skanks that I was dating before I met you, there's a 0% chance monogamy would have stuck. Like 0. I mean, I would like for one of a
sounds
billion
like
reasons.
Definitely on the other side from the closet story that wouldn't have stuck, but
the origin story of my relationship with her, I told you, like,
she had a boyfriend.
Oh, Lord. And like she was the girl. The first time I had sex with her was that beach story I was just telling you about in Cabo on spring break with the dudes watching. That was the first time. Like I'd known her for a while before that. That was the very first time. And she had a boyfriend.
So classy.
I didn't know. Like and I found out once we got back because her boyfriend worked with Jason and Aaron at this restaurant, and he found out about us. And like, so the way I found out was Jason and Aaron came to me and they're like, dude, you're such a fucking dick. And I'm like, why, dude? And they're like, God, what the hell? I can't remember his name. But they're like,
probably shouldn't say it anyway.
That's true. That's true. I haven't said her name either. But like, they're like, dude, that would like, what? That's his girl. And I'm like, that's his girl. I'm like, I know they were like together before, but like, they're like, dude, she's been together with him this whole time. I'm like, are you serious? And I'm like, why are we talking about this though? He's like, because he came up and talked to us at Tres Hombres. I was like, what did he say? He said, the guy literally went up to him. Tres Hombres is a restaurant in Chico.
Okay. Well, you can see how I would be confused.
Totally. He went up to them and like was like devastated. And he's like, I know you guys are friends with him. He's like, it's fucking, there's nothing I can do about it. It's not like I can beat him in a fight. Like this is like at my like peak fucking mash people years.
Yeah.
I felt so bad about that. That conversation was like.
And decided to date her anyway.
No, I told you. When I was like got together with her was when I was addicted to Vicodin. Like I was like a completely different person. This was before that. So like this is when we were in college and she was like a side piece and I ended up ghosting her because I just did that, whatever. But yeah, like she's
she sounds lovely.
She cheated on every single and then when we were and when we were together, she's banging her fucking manager.
That's what I was saying. She's like has a
and she had actually cheated with another dude. Oh my God, man. Like
she's objectively the worst.
And listen to this, dude. I remember, okay, so one weekend when I lived in Roseville, I lived with my buddy Eric, my buddy Dan, and my buddy Giannini. And Eric had gone, okay, so she had to go to Chico for something like event thing, and Eric and my other buddy Brandon were like going the same weekend. And so they went and they were telling like Amberly and Eric's telling me a story. Eric is telling me a story. Oh, fuck it. Who cares? Okay. So like Eric is telling me the story with her there of how like, so she used to tell people that banging me was like banging Brad Pitt. Like this, nice. She would always be like, and so apparently they were having this conversation and Eric's like, I
actually feel like Brad Pitt wouldn't be that good in bed, but whatever.
Yeah.
At least Brad Pitt today.
You're like, there's no way Brad Pitt can fuck like you. No, but like, so that's what she was. I mean, dude, this is a long time ago. We're talking like Sparta or
Brad Pitt's prime. Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so he's laughing. He's like, hey, and then she was like, damn, I could use some Brad Pitt in this right now. Like when that, and I'm like, and I like in hindsight, like years after our relationship, because I always remember that I'm like, that was her telling him to fuck her like that night. Like that like it didn't register to him because he's a dumbbell and he's my roommate and it was just like unfathomable. But that was her invitation. It's like, yeah, I'm into that. But like right now, any dick will do.
What a ski.
She's a whore, dude. But she was funny. She had that going for her.
That's good.
Anywho, let's look at somebody who's absolutely not funny and, like I said, is the biggest wussy repellent of all time. Okay, so this dude worked for the State Department, right? So
Arslan Akhtar.
Yeah, let's just listen to him for a minute and then we'll critique his performance.
Does it offend you that I work at the State Department or anything like that? I work for the Office of the Legal Advisor.
Okay.
Visa adjudications, basically.
Uh-huh.
So issuances and refusals.
Sometimes I do say it to cab drivers that are from like Hispanic descent.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't talk to the police, you know. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, don't admit the truth. If you want a loophole, keep your mouth shut.
Uh-huh.
The one group of people that I'm not a huge fan of, Yemeni people.
Really?
I hate them with a passion. They're such awful people in the application process.
In the application process.
They are
Okay. They're
the
not
most
easy to deal
conniving
with.
group of folks next
Yeah.
to Indians,
Uh-huh.
Bangladeshi people. A lot of the State Department filled with Jewish people.
He said Bangladeshi people.
Oh.
Terrible Jewish people.
Terrible Jewish people.
Really garbage people.
Like really garbage people.
White people? Okay.
It's really what it comes down to. It's a culture of hatred,
Yeah.
ultimately, and it's a culture of dominance.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to allow that anymore. We need to create our own canary mission.
Yeah.
We'll fight fire with fire.
Yeah. How do you feel about it? I don't like
Oh, I would love for him to be dragged out of the building with his hair plugs.
Yeah.
I would love that.
He's
And
gay.
lynched on the street.
Yeah.
You think he's gay?
He's gay.
You
What kind
think?
of man refers to hair plugs? Yeah,
What's he doing on a fucking date then?
that's maybe he's not out yet.
Okay, but you also nonetheless, like
He's
E-
horrible.
even if he's like if that's a dude across the table, and everybody knows dudes on fucking dating apps, it's like you have to actively try to fuck it up. Like you're fucking for sure,
Yeah.
as long as you are not that guy. You know what I mean? It's like okay, so but this is what I was saying in my other videos. Like okay, so first of all, okay, first time you meet the girl, okay, why would you get so specific about what you do at the State Department? How about some mystery? You know, like I work at the State Department and then some kind of clever, charismatic line
Right.
where you're like, hey, I would tell you more, but we just met. And
I'd
so
have to
I don't know,
figure it out.
like you might work for the Russians or something. So we should talk
Yeah.
about that another time. But then ask her about her life
Yes.
and what she does.
Be interested, not
Listen,
interesting.
give her responses that are clever and funny, but are in response to things you've asked her about herself. Look interested.
The art of communication.
And then, you know what's really important, dude, is how about don't say anything negative about anything.
Like, thank you.
Like, just never say
How about
anything
just
negative.
be a positive person?
Like,
yes.
Okay. Since in what world does negativity equal you getting wussy? Never. That's not a thing. Okay.
And like just hating everybody,
Mhm.
apparently.
Yeah. And then the thing with Elon,
It
he's
was
like,
the hair plugs for me.
but he says he wants
Like
to,
all straight men in the chat. Sorry.
Mhm.
Would you ever say drag someone in the street by their hair plugs? That's literally what he said.
I mean, I assume that's a no, but also, but you guys tell us, right?
Yes.
The other thing though is he's obviously a woke like lefty, and they
Mm-hmm.
might appear to be gay when they are just woke lefty
I know, it's
weirdos.
the mannerisms too.
That's fair.
Whatever.
But for this exercise, we are pretending that we're not pretending. We're just going to have to assume that he's straight and is attempting to close.
Okay.
So here's the other thing. Okay. So in order for you to close a girl you're on a date with, you have to either go to her house or your house, which means she needs to feel safe with you,
Yes.
which means you should never talk about anything violent at all.
About lynching someone? Yes.
Dragged down the street and lynched. Like, and he's like, oh, so hey, your place or mine? She's like,
No, thank you.
I don't know. You sound like a violent person
Like a
who
psycho.
hates everyone, you know?
Mhm.
Like I said,
Is there more to this?
he's wussy repellent, right?
Something.
Okay, so hang on. Let's see.
Arslan Akhtar, a visa specialist from the U.S. State Dept, doing
Terrible Jewish people too. It's like really garbage people. These people are like colonists.
Let me go
claim
back
the
a little
state
bit. Okay.
garbage Jews.
A lot of the State Department filled with Jewish people. Terrible Jewish people too. It's like really garbage people. These people are like colonists. These people are promoting genocide. These are real awful folks.
She's like, uh-huh.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. Keep on talking about terrible
Give
Jews.
me more.
Yes.
How
She's
do these
like,
girls get into this role?
I don't know, but they're amazing at it.
Yeah.
But it's also,
I want to see what they look like. Are
I-
they just like,
me too.
yeah.
What's crazy is how bad men are at being disciplined when wussy's on the table. You know, like it's like you don't know her. You know what I mean? Like if you just met, like, you don't know her, why are you talking like this? You know what I mean? Aside from, but it's like, well, I'm trying to get some.
Talking like this in general, but okay.
But why are you disclosing all of this crazy stuff? Like, you just met her. It's like, because I've got pussy on the brain.
Well, depending on how she's reacting, she's obviously
a pro.
Like, tell me more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's true. Okay, that's fair. That's true. She might be giving like bad feedback that would never be in the case.
Feedback, but yeah.
Well, like I'm saying,
feedback.
intentional feedback to promote this behavior. That's true. Like he might have made one thing, and she's like, "Oh my god." She's like, "Hey," she's like, she's all, you know what I mean? Like,
she pulls down her shirt.
Yeah, she's all, "Oh my god." She's like, "You hate Jews?" Hey, anybody else you hate? He's all, "Yemenis. They're fucking awful." She's like, "Oh my god, it's getting hot in here. Are you feeling that?" What a fuck!
You just whacked me in the face with my mic.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
And you know, the problem is, it's a cultural issue with these guys. Over the years, I've worked with Jewish organizations, and all of them are awful people that really don't want change. I don't feel discrimination, but when I do feel it, it's from a Jewish person.
Arslan.
Hey, just for the record.
Who's discriminating
Arlan Akhtar says he hates Yemenis people. Whatever. Says he hates Yemenis people. He's all, there's just dirty sand people and they're conniving. You're all, your name's Arslan Akhtar, dude. Like,
he's obviously not Yemenis.
Clearly not. But yes, I am making an implication that like this would be equivalent to me being like, I hate Scottish people. These Scottish people are disgusting, conniving fucks. The only people that are worse than him is Denmark people. Danish. The Danish are always conniving. I hate whites. Let's see if there's more. Oh my god, this is just amazing. Hold on. So he says,
just
all right, let's
hell out of them. I don't even want to see them. I don't even give a shit about them. That's sort of the way that I see these people over here. You can't even think about them.
You're talking about
Oh, sorry, I'm speaking my language.
white people? Okay.
It's really what it comes down to. Enforcing a structure where we're at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow that.
Hey, you work at the State Department, you fucking idiot.
I still think he's gay.
Nonetheless, he's like, we're at the bottom of the barrel because the whites control everything.
You work
You're
for
all,
the U.S.
Barack
government.
Obama was the president of the United States for 8 years. You stupid, brainwashed imbecile. Do you know how fucking stupid you sound? God, he's all, they're also, what do you do? He's all, I work for the State Department.
I work for the United States of American government.
Yeah, and that's, you know, how you know that we're at the bottom of the barrel, because I'm not president of the United States. You're all, how old are you? He's like, I'm 32. You're all, what would give you why would you be higher than you are right now? You're 32.
So many questions.
He's all, it's because I am not Yemenis and some similar ethnicity though, because, you know, so we need to overthrow
because the Jews discriminate.
It's because of the Jews. The Jews are keeping us down. You're like, you know what's keeping you down, dude? Is your fucking attitude.
It's yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was saying in my other video, I'm like, I can just like, once I could see his face, I'm like, I could tell you everything about what he is like with these girls. Like once he is talking to someone, even short term, he's snippy with them for sure. The really second they go away, exactly. And then he tells his friends, she's all, oh, she's a fucking bitch. Yeah. She's a bitch. Yeah. Like he'll have nothing good to say about any of them ever. And I don't
think he has anything good to say about anything. How's the food?
Not so far. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's like, what do you think about this? He's all, it's dry.
Yes.
It's a little bit dry.
Literally my least favorite kind of human.
Yeah, she goes down on him. She's like, how was that? He's all,
meh, I've had better.
I've had better. You know, it's fine. It's fine. I finished. So.
Ew.
It's a culture of hatred, ultimately, and it's a culture of dominance. They feel like they have the right to dominate everybody, to claim Greenland, claim Canada, claim Israel, Palestine.
Now, in light of the recent news regarding...
That's funny, because you understand that we could actually claim those places with our military if we wanted to, and yet we're not doing that. What you're talking about is Trump made a couple tweets where he said, it'd be cool if we took over Greenland. Or like, hey, what if Canada was the 52nd state? He's all, these Jews, they want to just take over all the places and colonize.
Now he's talking about whites.
Yeah, the whites. They just want to do it. You're all
Gora, whatever that means in his native language.
Is that a slur against whites? The next time I hear someone say Gora,
now you know.
I am going to flip, because when people are racist towards white people, I just can't take it, you know. But Yeah, you're like, dude, you're talking about one person right there, dude. Like, oh my God, more white people.
No, it's actually Yemeni people.
Really?
I hate them with a passion. They're such awful people in the application process.
In the application process.
They are
They're
the
not
most
easy to deal
conniving
with.
group of folks next to India.
Dude,
Next to India.
maybe he's so angry
Is there a
because
single race that he does like besides his own?
oh no. Well, what ethnicity is he? They're all, what are you? He's all, I'm Yemeni.
He's,
You're all,
no, I mean Middle Eastern somewhere, I would assume by his name, but I don't.
I will
He's
tell
a
you,
visa specialist. I just saw that.
if he's Palestinian, he would be the first Palestinian person that I've ever met that I didn't like. I love all these. Every Palestinian I've ever met is my dude.
Mm-hmm.
I love those motherfuckers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now it could be that most of the Palestinians I know
or
are
Armenian. Are you thinking of Armenian?
Palestinians.
Okay.
Most of the ones I know are all part of this big gigantic family, so it could be like that's why I love all of these motherfuckers. But like, I trained with one dude that's a stud.
One of my
so I don't think he's
best
Palestinian.
friends
Is
in
my
college,
point.
Came from like a big Persian family, and we, oh my gosh, I mean, I used to live in a Persian household.
Oh,
when
dude,
I was little.
I get along real well with Persians too.
I understood Farsi. When I was 3.
Yashar's Persian.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking badass.
Yeah,
dude.
I love Persian culture. It's so fun.
They're flashy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, dude. When we were getting my suit for the wedding, remember the dude who was measuring or whatever, and I was talking about what countries you can go to get like these incredible tailored suits for a really, you know, I was like, and he was talking about how he's like, in my country, he's like, people are just nicer in my country. I'm like, what?
That's how I feel about Texas versus California. I was like, everyone's so nice here.
Yeah. So I asked, I'm like, what country? And you could tell he's Iran, and he was like all like Iran,
sheepish about it. Oh.
You know, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm like, I fucking love Persian culture, but like, yeah,
it's so fun. We used to do
all the Persians that I know have exceptional style, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They all have that in common.
Mine was my preschool teacher.
Besh is
yeah.
I
was talking about her family is so awesome.
She's a smoke. Wait, what does she look like now? Oh, she's got green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Persian with green eyes.
Yeah,
they make
beautiful.
and
so fucking cool.
Yeah. She's hot, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her
I know.
and her husband.
Yeah.
And how many kids do they have?
I don't know if they have kids yet. But she married some ER doctor who does like crazy adventurous stuff like deep sea diving.
Nice.
Makes sense.
So maybe they don't have
adventurous.
Kids yet.
Yeah.
But dude, man, that job, they work so much, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's gnarly.
She does luxury event planning because big Persian weddings, like
Yeah.
the big, huge, like 1 billion flowers and mirrors everywhere.
I bet she makes a ton because she gets margin on everything.
Yeah, and they spend a fuckload on weddings.
Dude, there was a girl she's Persian, and they were so rich. Like so she was Dan, the one that I lived with who's now dead from the fentanyl.
Yeah.
She was his girl in college.
Bundy's dad.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And she got around a little bit, you know.
It happened.
Yeah, but nonetheless, her family was so wealthy. I had no idea. Like I knew, and then he told me, he's like the first time I went to her house she lived in Los Gatos.
Mm-hmm.
They had
Say less.
it was like a 16,000 square foot house, and they had an exact miniature that was 2,100 square feet. Like they had a miniature of the mansion,
the main house.
Yeah. And her dad came from Iran with nothing and built that wealth.
Hardworking people.
Just like working hard and smart, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the mom, the first like weekend he was there, the mom was talking to, oh my God, I almost said her name, to her and to his girl, and she had lost $1 million in the market, and the dad didn't know, and she's like, he is gonna kill me if he finds out. And Dan remembers being like,
how would you not know $1 million is missing
if he finds out that you lost $1 million? You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good, dude. Anyway, that's what we got for today, you guys. Love you guys.
See you next time.
Peace.